If you're overswinging, there are 4 things you need to do to cut off that long backswing, which is probably messing with your timing, your power, and distance. Let's go through them one by one, starting with the most important, simple concept, maintaining your triangle. I'll show you what that means. The triangle is simply the shape of your arms as your hands come together on the golf club. So as we turn our body, we pivot back, we pivot through, and I go back bigger and bigger. That triangle stays more or less intact, except my trail arm bends maybe just a little bit. But what's not happening is I'm not crushing my triangle like this, and I'm certainly not crushing my triangle back here across my chest. Either one of those scenarios really invites more of a narrowing of the arms to the body. We lose our width, our wingspan, which is a critical source of power. And you're really doing yourself a disservice because the more you bend through your elbows and get those hands ultimately closer to your body or back behind your body, you're creating an opportunity for overswinging. Just think about where my hands just were in that example. If I break that triangle and crush it back across my body, look how far back my arms and hands are going. Now, a lot of times golfers will have a really big, deep arm swing and not move their chest very well. And then when they finally add chest rotation, they're so far back that also can be a problem. So don't try to be too stiff. Don't try to be too angular. Just be natural. Create that triangle, get it swinging down here. And then if you turn your chest to about 90 degrees, your triangle should still be pretty visible to your own eye and not disappearing across your chest or behind you. Then you know that you're at a really good checkpoint for control. Roughly, this is 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock on a circle around me. Try this as a good check and measurement of what a good top of the backswing position looks like. It'll help you get to the position we just talked about. Lay the club on your trail shoulder, bow down into golf posture, turn about 90 degrees, and then just stretch out. There's your triangle. We don't need to go back any farther than that. Now, at the tail end of this triangle, there is a wrist hinge. I call this the tipping point. But we don't want to let go of our grip position, open up our hand, and let this completely drop in the back here. Then, of course, I'm back to overswinging. I'm past parallel. So if I maintain a consistent grip pressure, swing my triangle to about 10 o'clock, and just let my wrists do what they will with consistent grip pressure, I have the perfect combination of swinging my triangle and still allowing the wrist to hinge and creating that nice second pendulum for full power and range of motion without overswinging. Last drill on the triangle concept. Turn your triangle back to 10 o'clock with free wrists, pause here, and then proceed. Doing a little freezer drill, if you're somebody that overswings, is another great way of holding yourself accountable for getting familiar with what an appropriate stopping point is before you've really gone too far and completely crushed your triangle. Give these a try. Number 2. Balance, but not just any balance, big toe balance. Didn't see that one coming, did you? Let's talk about it. Your big toe in your trail foot is a big deal because it provides a ton of balance as you brace against your back leg for this nice big turn, wind up backswing. If you peel that big toe off the ground, your foot and ankle might roll, the knee starts to go sideways, we actually introduce and invite sway tendencies, and we have no leverage from here to now regroup in any kind of controlled way for our downswing. So if you really grip the ground, engage the back foot and that big toe, press it through your shoe into the ground, claw the ground with your big toe, you will block an over-rotation of this knee, ankle, or hip, which then allows you to get long. So if you have a tendency to lose that foot, ankle, and leg, and that's what is the root cause of your overswinging, then just ground that right foot, really feel that big toe stay connected to the ground, and then swing on through. You can let it release on the follow through, but on the backswing, that is a clamp and a plant against which you turn. Don't lose leverage on that trail foot. And balance is key because balance is power. I've got another video all about balance where we dig a little bit deeper into that. So if that's of interest to you, definitely check that link that we're gonna put right here on the screen. All right, moving on. Now we all know posture is important, but staying in your posture as you make your backswing is critical. There's this thing called the reverse spine angle that you might have heard of, and staying in your posture is the key. Let me show you what I mean. Posture at address is super important. A good hip hinge mechanics, chest comes down. Turning in that posture, however, is really a key to not overswinging, because if you start losing posture, if your lead shoulder comes up, if you start to physically extend through your core, you're going to invite a lot longer swing than probably what you want. So let's maintain that core crunch that we have at address. Engage your core. Imagine that you have a distance set here between, let's say, your belt buckle and your sternum, and we don't want that to grow. We want to keep it the same size, almost like you have a zipper, and you don't want to bust the zipper or bust a button there between your abs. So like an accordion, keep that accordion really quiet, and the distance right now between my sternum and my belt line is the same as when I started. If I start to get into this stretching mode, my spine's gonna go back and out. I'm actually tilting back to the target, allowing everything to go back too far, and now I gotta unwind it. That can be very problematic. It's not impossible to hit it from there, but you're really challenging your balance. The club's probably off plane and cross the line. It is definitely challenging to try and get coordinated from there. So do yourself a favor, stay connected, stay engaged, stay low. The feeling is gonna be your chest is low to the ground, and then that's as far back as you can go. If you start to lose it, everything's gonna go back a little farther. One thing you can do to kind of help yourself here too is put your club on your thighs, bow down, and then turn and stay low. Don't let the club or your hands rise up at all in your backswing portion. So keep that feeling of staying low as you turn, keeping the club in the same position it started, just like this. That's a really good one. Another is without a club, just put your left hand on your thigh, and as you go down for the downswing, keep it low. If you start to peel up or peel back, that hand is going to maybe change position. So it shouldn't change much as you make a nice turn back behind the golf ball and stay in the posture that you started with. While we're at it, from the side view, place a club across your shoulders, bow down, and try to avoid this motion where your lead shoulder comes up tall. Try to keep yourself in some side bend tilt where your left shoulder would point more towards the ground. Remember, we want to stay in our postural angles, which if I go like this, I'm completely losing. So imagine turning around your own spine. I have that feeling of staying low and engaged here, and just a visual checkpoint is that lead shoulder pointing towards the ground and not up in space. Check those checkpoints for your backswing. Feel the core engagement. Close your eyes and make some backswings. Feel yourself staying very level and not bobbing up and down. All of these are great kinesthetic cues, but you really got to tune into what you're feeling. So if you need to see it, get a mirror or watch yourself in a reflection or film yourself and watch the playback after you've done some practice swings and some hitting, and spot to see if your head is bobbing up and down or maybe moving too much back towards the target in your backswing. That's a good sign that you're losing posture and you have to go back and work harder to stay more level as you turn back. Last but not least, tempo. And it's not what you think. It's a little sneaky. The faster we swing and change direction, the shorter your backswing is actually going to be. This is a very effective strategy for a lot of golfers that struggle with long backswings. Let's give it a try. A lot of golfers like this slow backswing stuff. It makes them feel like they have more control. I like an even backswing tempo, not slow and then keep going forever until you can't anymore. Then there's no momentum there. Go a little faster and then faster back down. I like a 1 and 2 tempo, not 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2. The most important part though of what I just said is the and, because in the and, as your backswing is finishing, 1 and, if I change direction to my lead side and I do it at the right time and don't wait too long to do that, I am now rerouting the club by default to come back down sooner. So I can't physically overswing. 1 and 2. A good drill to help you not only master this tempo but also the patterning is just a simple step through drill, but you have to start with your feet together, and as you make your backswing, start stepping left like this. If you go left really, really early, like I did, it's really hard to overswing because you have this push-pull effect of your body going one way as your arms and the club are going to the other. And so by the time you're getting into that lead side, your backswing has to change direction and follow your body. Everything's connected after all. So if your triangle is intact, you have a good 1 and 2 rhythm, your posture is good, then really think about your sequence as it relates to tempo. Don't take too long and get lost back here and wait forever to start your downswing. Get that step, get that weight shift happening earlier relative to your backswing tempo. I promise that this will speed things up, but it'll also help shorten that backswing. Most of my students are shocked when I tell them that when the club is halfway back, most pros are already starting to shift to their lead side. They've reached max pressure on their right and they're starting to go left. It feels really early, but if you're an overswinger, you need to try this. So once again, with my count, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. On that and, I was already left, and clearly my backswing was not long at all. So what do you think of my list? Did any of these ideas surprise you? If they did and you learned something, please consider liking this video, sharing it to a friend that is a chronic overswinger, and subscribe to our channel here at True Swing. Check back next week for another video from myself and my team here at True Swing with more ideas on how you can unlock more natural, simple, and joyful golf. See you next time.